Hey, hello, hello, hey there. Hello, hello, hello. All right, so I am broadcasting to both LinkedIn and YouTube. I have not been on YouTube in some time. And let's see, just checking to see if anyone is on yet because I wanted to do a quick audio check and video, I suppose, but I'm thinking you can see me. I can see me. So hopefully you guys can see me as well. All right, I'm not seeing anyone on just yet. I don't want to take too much time because of the replay and those watching the replay. I don't want you having to wait until I do a sound check and go through all of that. So I'm going to trust that both the audio and the video is working as it should be. So for those of you who may not know me, I am Rachel Wilson Thibodeaux. Okay, well, wait a minute. Looks like I have, oh, hello. Hey, is that Verdell? Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hello, Verdell, can you let me know if you can hear me as well as see me? I just want to make sure before I really jump in. Always like to make sure the audio and video is right. Let's see. Okay, great. All right, wonderful. So for those of you who may not know me, I'm Rachel Wilson Thibodeaux. I'm the founder of Swag Strategy Solutions, where swag is not, hey, Brayson, hey, hello, hello. Okay, so as I was saying, you guys, it's almost Friday, so I tend to get more easily distracted the closer we get to Friday. And I say that, and then tomorrow it'll be really intense, and I'll be working like it's Monday or something. But I'm Rachel Wilson Thibodeaux, founder of Swag Strategy Solutions, where swag is not just cool, although it is cool. It's also an acronym that stands for Strategic Women Achieve Growth. Strategic Women Achieve Growth. So we work a lot with women-owned businesses, impact-driven women entrepreneurs, primarily with backgrounds in the corporate and education arenas, along with service providers and experts. And we help them to really develop and curate their brands, help them better position their offers, and help them leverage inbound marketing and be twice as more effective with inbound marketing, at least twice as more effective. And if you're not familiar with inbound marketing, that's kind of a different conversation. But just quickly, I will tell you inbound marketing as opposed to outbound marketing is more about pulling your ideal clients, your dream customers to you rather than pushing them to you. So there's that. Let's see. Okay, well, thank you. All right, and so I just want to want to spend a little time talking about content. Actually, three ways. What did I do with my title? That's kind of odd. My title was there and now it's not there. But essentially, three ways to leverage your content and increase conversions. Three ways you can use content to increase conversions. All right. Hey, Jaleel, long time no see. Well, I guess I've seen you on social media somewhat. Haven't seen you in person, but I haven't seen a number of people in person, I suppose, given COVID and all of that. But hope you are doing well. And for those of you jumping on, if I have not connected with you in 2021, let me say Happy New Year. I usually say Happy New Year through the end of January, pretty much, because I figure the whole month of January. The year is still pretty new. It's still kind of new in February, but it doesn't pack as much punch, when you're telling somebody Happy New Year and it's like February 17th. So I usually say it through the end of January. Okay. Also, if you don't know this, or if you haven't picked up on this, I can crack my own self up. I don't really need any help with that. So there's that. All right. So let's talk content. Let's talk 3 ways to increase conversions with your content. So if you are, especially if you are a business owner, a service provider, a marketer, hopefully you realize the importance of content. And I know there's been a lot of talk. There continues to be a lot of talk and a lot of attention devoted to content. I don't see that changing because content is that important. Content will continue to be important, especially video content. And I'll get more into that in just a moment. But it's not just about using content. You may have heard the phrase or the saying, content is king, or depending on who you ask, it may be content is queen. But it's not just any old content. It's not all content. It's the right content. It's strategic content is king. And so I want to share with you a few ways to maximize your content. So number one, okay, cool. Glad to hear that. All right, so number one, you want to know just as much, you want to be aware, you want to know as much about your ideal client's dreams, their desires, as you know about their problems. And you want to convey that in your content. So we tend to hear a lot about why it's important to know your customers' problems or to know your prospects' problems. You need to know their challenges, their pain points, so you can address pain points. Now that is important. It is absolutely important. But I find sometimes there is more emphasis, maybe even a little too much emphasis on the problem and just focusing on that problem, but not focusing as much on not only the solution, but what that solution represents. All right. So let me break that down a bit more. Let's say you are a financial advisor. Perhaps you're a financial advisor. Perhaps you are a finance coach, a wealth coach. You help people in terms of increasing financial literacy, increasing wealth. You're in that space. So you probably know your clients and your prospects' problems. You know their challenges. It may be saving for retirement. It may be paying for college education. It may be even saving enough to have an emergency fund. Maybe they really have little to no liquid savings. All of those could be their challenges. So you need to know that, but you also need to speak to what their desires are surrounding those challenges. And so as a financial advisor, you may be thinking, or you may get really excited about a mutual fund you want to put them into, or a brokerage account you want to put them into, or that you want to manage for them, or different retirement vehicles that can benefit them. Well, they're not as excited and they don't care about the actual product. They know, or maybe they have an idea that a retirement account can help them, or maybe certain mutual funds can help them. But that's not what they're excited about. That's not what they what really gets them excited and gets them going. What gets them going and really gets them excited is what those things can do for them. More retirement may allow them to retire early, may allow them to retire at 60 versus 65. It may even allow them to retire at 55 versus 65. That is exciting. More savings may allow them to pay for their kids' college education with ease. Notice I said with ease. They don't have to worry about it. They're not stressed about it. Those are the things that they dream about. And so in your content, you need to be able to speak to not only their challenges, but also to their dreams, to their desires, because essentially there's a gap between the two. There's a gap between the problem and the solution. But keep in mind, the solution, which is what you provide as a business owner, as a service provider, it represents more to your client or to your prospect. And you need to understand what that more is. And you need to address that in your content. All right. So that's number one. Number one. Number two, second way to increase conversions with your content. And some of you have heard this before. Some of you maybe not. I'm going to say it again. So indulge me if you've heard this before, and maybe you'll hear something or you'll hear it in a different way. You absolutely need to be using video. All right. I really cannot say that enough. If you are not leveraging video in your content, it's a problem. And there are various ways to use video. I know for some of my clients, the concern, the fear really is them having to do a video, them getting in front of the camera, just like I'm doing right now, because that's not for everyone, and everyone don't feel comfortable in front of the camera. Now, I always challenge my clients and others to just get out there, even if you're scared, even if you're shy, whatever the reason is or excuse. It could be an excuse. Whatever it is, just go for it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be a Hollywood production. You can simply do a 30 to 60-second intro. Introduce yourself. Tell what you do. Share what you do and why that's important and who you help. Share your unique value proposition or your unique selling proposition. That doesn't have to take long. And that can be a great way to just get more comfortable on video. But here's the thing, even if you don't want to do that, even if you are absolutely against you getting on camera, you don't have to. There are various ways you can utilize video, such as sharing a presentation, and it doesn't have to be a full presentation. It doesn't have to be a 30 to 45-minute presentation. It could be 3 slides that you put together, that your assistant put together, that allow you to share your expertise, allow you to share perhaps 3 tips, 2 tips, 5 tips of however you help your target market. That doesn't have to take a lot of time. It's low maintenance, or it's even lower maintenance if you're not the one having to create the slides. And you don't have to be on camera. There are also all of these tools, wonderful tools and apps. Well, an app is a tool pretty much, some of which are free, that create video with text, and images. Again, allowing you not to be on camera, but you're still utilizing video. And so I strongly encourage you, and a few examples of those tools, I want to share those with you. One is Adobe Spark. Adobe Spark is I believe it's an app. It's also a site, and it's a part of the Adobe family, the Adobe design family. That allows you to create video with text, and I believe video and images. I'm sorry, images and text. And I believe it's free. Now, there is a paid version, but I'm pretty sure that there's a free version that has pretty good features. So that's one example. There is also Legend. Legend is an app. I have that on my phone. And then there's Canva. You can create all kinds of graphics, including video, with Canva. Canva also allows you to create animations, the GIFs that we see all over the place that have become incredibly popular. You can use in all kinds of creative ways. Those are all examples of video. And so I really encourage you to utilize more video, especially on social media, because that is your best bet at getting more organic reach. And of course, if you're using paid advertising, that's a different ball game. But if you're wanting to maximize organic reach, and maybe you don't have a budget for paid advertising, then video is certainly the way to go. So that is the second way. You want to utilize video, and you want to utilize video in creative ways. And it doesn't have to have you in front of the camera. Now, if that's not an issue for you, if you don't mind being in front of the camera, or you are at least willing to try being in front of the camera, then live streaming can be a great way to leverage video as well. And it converts like crazy. So just what I'm doing right now, you can do the same thing. Live streaming is a lot more widely available than it was, say, 5 years ago. It was about 5 years ago, maybe a little over 5 years ago, that Periscope pretty much pioneered live streaming on social media. Now, since then, of course, several other platforms offer live streaming. LinkedIn, for one, where I am now, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. So there are several platforms on which you can live stream. Take advantage of that as well. All right. Okay. And number three, the third way that you can leverage content and increase conversions. Are you ready? Are you ready? Drum roll. That's my drum roll. Okay. I probably shouldn't do that too much because my dog is okay. She was looking like she wanted to bark because, odd noises or just any noise, pretty much. Yeah. All right, so number three, the third strategy is it's planning your content. Planning your content. You guys, this is something that I am working more on, and I am working harder to do because it can really be powerful. If you have the problem of not knowing exactly what to share, what to post, what to say in terms of content, planning will make a big difference. Planning will pretty much help you overcome that because you can plan out what you're going to share, what you're going to say. And you can plan for really as long as you want. You could plan for the next year. You could plan in that may be overwhelming to some people. You could plan for the next quarter. You could plan your content out for the next quarter. And I really like working in quarter increments and planning in quarter increments. It's 90 days. It's a nice chunk of time. You can really kind of move the needle in your business and things that you're doing within a quarter. And so I really like doing things quarterly. And so that can be something great in terms of content. So you could plan the quarter and then you kind of backtrack from there. So once you know what you're going to share for that quarter, and that should be based on your business initiatives, your offers, what you're going to sell, what you may launch during that quarter, objectives, goals you have, then you can kind of work backwards to what you want to share on a monthly basis, the content you're going to share on a weekly basis. But I tell you, I absolutely notice the difference when I do not plan content versus when I do. It makes a huge difference. So I encourage you, if you're not doing that already, and if you are kind of a one-man team or a one-woman show, then you need to take the time and sit down. It could be, whatever day you choose. A lot of people do this on Sundays. Now, I'm not really in love with doing it on Sundays. So you may want to consider Friday for the next week, or a Friday for the next month. However you determine to do it, but take I would say 45 minutes to an hour and plan your content out. You could even create some of the content at that time. If you have a team, if you have assistants, this is a great meeting to have with your team or with your assistant. It doesn't have to be with the whole team. It could be with the person or the people who work on your content. And so take that time to do some planning in terms of your content. All right. So let me summarize the three things I shared, three ways I shared to leverage your content more and increase conversions with said content is number one, understanding the connection between your prospects' challenge and their dreams, their problem and their solution, but what that solution represents to them, which is essentially their dreams, their desires. You should address both in your content. Don't spend too much time just focusing on the challenge or the problem. You also need to speak to the desire, the solution. All right. Number two, utilizing video. Utilizing video and finding creative ways to utilize video in your content. Video in general has been shown to increase conversions. So there's that. And lastly, you want to plan your content. So you guys, I'm thinking that it's been helpful to you, but I would love to hear from you if you have found these tips, these strategies of value. Certainly let me know. Shoot me a message if you are on LinkedIn. Shoot me a message if we're not already connected. Let's connect. If you're seeing this on YouTube, drop it in the comments if you have questions about anything I shared. And if you want to know more about Swag Strategy Solutions, I invite you to visit our website at swagstrategy.com. That is swag, SWAG, strategy, STRATEGY.com. I also offer complimentary brand to profit sessions as well as digital marketing upgrade sessions. Now, those are complimentary, but they are limited. So if that's something you want to take advantage of, I encourage you to do so sooner rather than later because, of course, now we are booking for February as well as March, I believe. So if you want to take advantage of that, you can go to swagstrategy.com/contact. That is swagstrategy.com/contact. All righty. Let's see. Let me make sure I don't miss any people or any comments. All right. I'm not seeing anything. Hopefully, I'm not overlooking comments because sometimes this especially happens on Facebook. The comments won't all show up. So hopefully that is not happening here. All right, you guys. So until next time, this has been Rachel Wilson Thibodeaux of Swag Strategy Solutions. Take care and take some action. Oh, and one other thing, those of you who are on Clubhouse, on the new platform, social media platform, Clubhouse, certainly connect with me there as well. I've been hanging out kind of a lot, not as much as some people I know, and not as much as when I first got on the platform, which was kind of early December. But I'm still on Clubhouse pretty frequently, so would love to connect with you there. And you may find me hosting a room or in another room, co-moderating or co-hosting. So look out for me there as well. All right, you guys, enjoy the rest of your day or evening, depending on when you see this.